Welcome back. Thanks a lot for staying with us. We're getting some big updates now coming in. Days after Sonali Phogat's death, Goa restaurant Curlies will be demolished. The National Green Tribunal has upheld the Goa Coastal Zone Authority order to demolish Curlies' structure. Remember, this is where Sonali Phogat had her drinks spiked. This is where she was kept in the washroom for about 2 to 3 hours. Unfortunately, led to her death as well. So a lot of questions were raised as to how you could get drugs from outside and why did the authorities at Curlies not raise any red flags. My colleague Herman Gomes getting us all those details. Herman, many would say this was an expected lines and possibly coming too late because Curlies has been infamous for stories like these in the past as well.
Well, Ridhima, yes. In fact, this was an order that was previously passed by the Goa Coastal Management Zonal Authority, which had said that there were several sort of structures that were part of the structures that did not comply with the regular norms, and therefore it needed to be demolished. After that, the owners then moved before the NGT, the National Green Tribunal, which has now upheld the previous order of the Goa Coastal Zone Management Authority, which simply means that now they have the go-ahead of going ahead and demolishing the structure, and this also coming at a time when we've seen that the restaurant has been in the news for all wrong reasons, especially when it comes to the death of the late BJP leader Sonali Phogat. Now, the legal option before the owners is that they can approach the Supreme Court against this particular order, but that could take some time because as of now, this is the breaking piece of information coming in that the NGT has upheld the previous order, which says that the structure has been illegal in many ways and therefore needs to be demolished now.
So, Herman, you said the order said that the structure has been illegal in many ways. Could you give us details in terms of where all it has flouted the guidelines?
There were several constructions that were added to it after the original structure was constructed. There were certain sort of changes that were made to the original permissions that were given. Besides that, what I can tell you is that the house tax receipts also were not in compliance with what was earlier issued to them in terms of license of running it as a shack in North Goa. Now, all of that, but mainly if one looks at it, there are a lot of additional constructions that had been added to the structure. And, just the order copy states, and I quote, that the fact remains, and it says, the fact remains that all constructions are found to be occupied by the appellant. Even construction in survey number 42/10 is not pre-1991. Fresh construction has been raised in replacement of original one for commercial purposes without requisite permission in the no development zone, unquote. So clearly what the order copy states, that there was construction that was beyond the license that was given for it to be running as a shack, and also in the no development zone of the area, because we do know that it is extremely close to the seashore, and therefore in areas where one cannot go ahead with commercial construction, the owners decided to do so, which has now been upheld, in fact the demolition of which has now been upheld by the National Green Tribunal.
Okay, Herman, thanks a lot for getting us all those details.